Okay,
Not bad, looks good, you know.
Whoa. Look
Using
at
a
that.
KitchenAid pasta cutter
it's
attachment.
Too short. You put in mouth, you won't even notice it there. And that's what my ex-wife said to me all the time also. We're gonna focus more on Auntie Esther. This home-cooked nephew don't know what he's doing.
So Daniel just sent me this rotisserie chicken, and there's actually a lot that...
Let's see what Auntie Esther can do.
Chef Brian Tsao here, not your typical chef, and today I'm gonna be reacting to Uncle Roger review Auntie Esther $11 ramen, Epicurious. I read it like that because it was all in caps. I mean, that's how you're supposed to read it, all in caps, right?
It's $1 ramen.
No, it says $11 ramen.
Oh, I thought it was $1.
No, it's $11 ramen. Before I go on with today's episode, I do want to give a shout out to my newest sous chef level patrons, Zork359, Marble Fox. Thank you so much for your support. You guys, along with all the patrons, really do make a difference on this channel thanks to your contributions. And for those of you who are watching and want to support further, please consider becoming a patron. Be sure to visit the link in the description below. By becoming a patron, you get to take advantage of some awesome perks like early access to new episodes, but also exclusive content for patrons only. And finally, if you can do me a big favor and follow me on Instagram at chefbriantsao, that would be greatly appreciated. And with that said, let's react to some Uncle Roger. That was a really weird delivery. Let's keep that, Jordan.
Auntie Esther Choi, she's the queen of flavor. Uncle Roger's favorite chef. Today, we're gonna watch her make $11 ramen.
Oh yeah, I mean, that is right up my alley. That looks like basically Sunday afternoon for me.
Hi, I'm Esther. I'm a professional chef, and these are my $116 ramen ingredients.
Why when Auntie Esther filming my video, she's so dirty, but when she filmed with Epicurious, she's so professional. Look, she even dressed like Vicar. What going on?
Hi, I'm Daniel. I'm a home cook, and these are my $11 ramen ingredients.
Nice.
The exchanging ingredient.
Oh.
Who this guy? Why he look like Muppet from Sesame Street? Hiya. Did Bert come to life and become real boy?
Very familiar with this. I got it.
Maruchan ramen. This classic instant ramen in America. But niece and nephew, up your instant ramen game. Like Uncle Roger, I only eat Indomie or Shin ramen.
Shin ramen is where it is at. That is my go-to ramen. It is spicy, MSG filled, throw a few eggs in there, some kimchi, you're good to go. Maruchan is also something I ate a lot more when I was younger, when I was a kid. It was non-spicy, and you know, back then I didn't eat as spicy as I do now. And as for Esther, you know, I've covered her before. I've done some reaction videos with her before, and she is an awesome chef based here in New York City. She's a friend of mine. We're not super tight, but we're part of the same New York restaurant scene. She's got an awesome place in Brooklyn and in Chelsea Market. If you're in New York, I highly recommend you check it out.
Shoyu ramen is a creamy pork bone ramen. I had a really nice piece of pork belly that I was gonna roll along with soy sauce.
Everything on it's in a different language.
Of course, it's a different language. That food from Japan, when Uncle Roger buy pasta, I don't want to see Chinese word on it.
Mirin,
I've used this before to make like sushi rice, I think.
dried kombu,
This feels like cardboard. This is hard.
At least kombu just feel like cardboard. Jamie Oliver food tastes like cardboard. Big difference. Emotional damage.
With Daniel's recipe, I have simpler ingredients. We have instant ramen noodles, eggs, garlic, ginger, scallions, soy sauce, and sesame seeds.
Nice. That's
And
all
the
you need.
rotisserie chicken. This is like a nice gift.
The reason why it looks like that, it was cooked on the rotisserie and then they put it into those containers, those plastic containers with a black bottom and a clear or semi-clear top. Anyway, it traps moisture. The once crispy skin is no longer crispy. All that condensation goes onto the top of the container, drips back onto the chicken skin, rehydrates it. You know, obviously that chicken's cool there, so it's not gonna look that pretty. I mean, you know, how many times have you had a pre-made rotisserie chicken where it looked pretty? Never stopped me from killing a whole chicken. And yes, I have killed whole entire rotisserie chickens all by myself. No shame.
Which Walmart you get it from?
5 major components that make a really great ramen. It's the tare, which is the seasoning flavor, the broth, the noodles, the toppings, and the aromatic oil. And
Auntie Esther know her ramen. Fuyos.
She's definitely gonna know her ramen. She owns freaking ramen spots in New York City, and she's been at the game for quite some time. In New York, if you don't got your shit right, you ain't surviving very long as far as restaurants go.
She's the perfect woman.
I don't know how to make noodles. I'm scared about these noodles. Rose!
Daniel, how are you?
Never made handmade noodles before. Is there any sort of tips?
Making noodles from scratch. Okay, all right. I thought like he never boiled noodles before. I was a little worried, but I mean, not everyone can make noodles. It is pretty advanced stuff. I'm sure a lot of like home cook enthusiasts can do it, but it's also not something, you know, we commonly or people commonly do at home.
It's called Rosemary Trout. This perfect name for food consultant. Rosemary is seasoning, Trout is fish. Uncle Roger gonna come up with Asian version of that. Uncle Roger gonna call my kids soy sauce tilapia. Make sure they grow up into food consultant.
All right, time to get started on the ramen noodles. I've got potassium carbonate and salt. Now I'm just gonna throw into the water. Now I'm just gonna add this to the flour slowly. Well, nothing's exploded yet, so that's a good sign.
Sodium carbonate is what gives ramen noodles that distinctive bounce and chew to it. That's really what makes it different from other noodles like hand-pulled noodles or even Italian pasta. That is the one key ingredient. I think it's also called kansui or kaishui or something like that. That's more of a Chinese pronunciation. I know I butchered it, okay? I know.
I know this Japanese video, but you making ramen, not attacking Pearl Harbor. How can explode?
All right, yes, this is, I hope, long enough. I'm gonna trim the ends off so it's nice and square. And I'm just gonna cut it in half so it's a little bit more manageable for me.
Hiya, no, don't cut in half. If
I
you cut
agree.
in half, see, your noodle gonna be too short. The slurping not satisfying.
Yeah, I agree.
There we go.
Not bad,
snap,
man.
There's so many. Okay.
Not bad, looks good. You know,
Whoa. Look
using
at
a
that.
KitchenAid
See?
pasta cutter
It's
attachment.
too short. You put in mouth, you won't even notice it there. And that's what my ex-wife said to me all the time also. We're gonna focus more on Auntie Esther. This home-cooked nephew don't know what he's doing.
so Daniel just sent me this rotisserie chicken, and there's actually a lot that
Let's see what Auntie Esther can do.
I reacted to Esther's fried rice and she literally used every ingredient A to fucking Z. Okay, and made an outstanding fried rice. What I'm predicting is she's gonna pull the meat from the bones, she's gonna use the bones and use that as the base of her broth, and then probably, you know, put in the ginger and garlic and scallion in there, use the green segments of the scallions as garnish, maybe toast the sesame seeds, put it on at the final dish, cook the instant ramen. I'm imagining she's gonna do a poached egg. I wouldn't be surprised if she made some garlic chips and stuff like that. Maybe she's gonna make some kind of aromatic oil, right? Because she mentioned that's one of the key components. We're gonna see some cool stuff here.
So the first thing we're gonna do, pull off all the meat
Good.
from the chicken and separate the skin.
Okay. Nice idea. I
Ooh,
think she's gonna
yeah.
use the bone to make her broth.
You know, maybe she's gonna take the skin, chop that up and make some kind of crackling or, you know, refry it crispy.
And then the chicken meat can be good topping. And maybe chicken skin can turn into aroma oil. Very smart, Auntie Esther. I see what you're
yeah.
doing. Keep
Aroma
watching,
oil.
see if Uncle Roger correct.
We have our chicken meat, our skin, and then the bones.
Good, good.
So this is the carcass. You can see here I'm kind of separating and dismantling the carcass.
Correct. If you break bone, more flavor will come out.
Yep, you're increasing surface area. The more you break something apart, chop it up, you're increasing the surface area. The more the water can be exposed to that surface area and extract flavor.
I'm just gonna add water to our stock.
Uncle Roger loves seeing the dead chicken in that pot. Fuyo.
Stock is from bones,
and nephew, you
broth is
missing
from,
out. See,
meat.
with chicken, you can make delicious broth like this. Just kill one. Don't be pussy. Just kill one chicken.
For aromatics for the broth, we want to build as much flavor as possible. So to the chicken, we're just gonna
Wait, aromatic already? That a bit early.
add some
I don't
scallion.
agree
Usually
with that. I
we
don't think
only
it's too
put
early.
aromatic in there after the broth boil for a few hours. But maybe Epicurus give them time limit, so Uncle Roger understand. Many Western cooking show, they book studio kitchen like this, but then they only book few hours. I don't know why. Maybe they no budget.
I don't find that necessarily true. If you're making the broth or the stock for this soup, at least from a Western standpoint, when you make like chicken stock, you start it, you blanch your bones, but you start it with what's called mirepoix, which is a mixture of onions, carrot, celery, and then a sachet of bay leaf, garlic, and some black peppercorn. And you start that at the very beginning and you extract those flavors. So I don't think there's anything wrong here or unusual about what Esther's doing.
And I like to leave the skin
Ginger good.
Yeah,
because it's
same.
stock. Same
like
with
to leave the
garlic.
skin.
I'm just gonna give it
For
a
stock.
nice pound.
Auntie Esther pounding. Uncle Roger's favorite thing to
Leave
watch.
the skin on, throw it in the pot with the chicken, and let this go for 2 hours on a rolling boil.
Only 2 hours.
All right.
Maybe a bit longer. But like I said, Epicurus, no budget.
Tare is a seasoning liquid that goes into ramen. And that's basically what gives the salt to your ramen. And to really give this tare a great umami, we're gonna be using the chicken.
Yes, for you!
MSG.
See, Auntie Esther also love MSG just like Uncle Roger. That flavor packet in every pack of instant ramen, that the MSG make shit good. That's why Auntie Esther, queen of flavor.
Now this is like gold. I love this stuff.
Uncle Roger love it too.
Here.
To that, we're gonna add
Ginger?
ginger and garlic.
Garlic.
This will go 5 minutes. Make sure the seasoning packet is well incorporated. Extract some of that flavor from the garlic and
Good, good.
There we have it,
Beautiful.
our beautiful tare. We're gonna be using the scallions, the ginger, and the garlic to make an aromatic oil. So
Nice.
we're adding the oil, and then we're just gonna turn this
Cold,
on.
yep.
Medium-high heat.
Okay.
That go as we mince our ginger and garlic.
More pounding.
What I'm sliced. Our ginger.
Ah, nice. She's using a spoon. I find that to be the best way to peel garlic. It's actually safest. You can get pretty aggressive with it. The skin of the ginger is soft enough and tender enough. You can literally use the edge of a spoon to scrape off the skin. But it's also safer because if you hit your finger or whatever, the side of your finger, you won't cut yourself either.
Here is our beautiful aromatic oil. And then this.
Yeah, nice. And see, she made a scallion oil and then she saved the crispy scallion and she started it cold because if you take the oil, get it hot and throw in the scallion will burn. There's so much natural sugar in there. You want to start it cold, slowly bring it up to temp, cook out all the moisture and get it crispy.
Crispy topping that's gonna give so much texture to this ramen.
So I am
Nice.
about
Very smart idea.
So Daniel sent me these eggs, and instead of just cracking the egg in the broth, we're gonna be making onsen tamago.
Ooh, onsen tamago. That is egg in hot spring bath. Very nice texture, silky smooth egg. It's like the better version of egg benedict. Always choose onsen tamago. Egg benedict for uncultured people. Nobody just order egg benedict for the egg. People
Poached
only
egg.
order egg benedict for the hollandaise sauce. If you need sauce to make your egg good, you fucked up. But onsen tamago, you can have it just by itself. It's so delicious.
The reason why we're doing 4 cups of boiling to 1 cup of cold is because we want that sweet spot of the temperature of 167. Then we're just gonna cover it and let this sit for 15 minutes. And let's test one out. It's always
Let's see.
frustrating. If it does, it's very exciting.
okay. Good. There's one.
Don't cut to Muppet Nephew. I want to see Auntie Esther egg.
Yeah, beautiful.
You see how the yolk
Nice.
is
Really. Okay, so she didn't make a classic poached egg in the Western style classic poached egg, but essentially, you know, to keep it simple, she made a poached egg, you know, or otherwise like a super soft boiled egg, and her technique spot on. Boiling water, put in cold water, threw in the eggs, put the cover. It's that sweet spot. We'll very gently cook it. Oh, and I'm sorry, I should mention that she took the egg from the pot and put it into an ice bath to shock it and stop the cooking process. Now, she got the egg perfect. You don't want it to cook any further than that. Even if you took it out of the hot water source and just left it on the counter, it'll carry over cook. So it may be a bit too firm for what she wants. That's why she shocks it. She stops the cooking process right there.
And then this.
This woman nailing everything except Uncle Roger. Let's see what Muppet nephew getting up to.
Been a couple hours. Look at that. How nice does that look? It smells so good. Whatever I was smelling before.
Uncle Roger's like, please go back to Auntie Esther.
Oh, and it just looks so dark and rich and thick.
Dark and rich and thick. That Uncle Roger's favorite type of woman.
It's going. I'm going to start cutting my braised pork belly.
Remove the twine,
It's like disrespectful how good that looks. It's missing a little glaze on the outside, you know? Gotta hit it with the torch.
Oh no. Don't give this guy torch. Someone with this much eyebrow should not use flamethrower. You're gonna burn them off, hiya.
I'm gonna flip these over and do the same thing.
The char siu too thick. Who
you
want
can
to
also
bite
sear it on a
into
pan.
this like that? Slice thinner, slice
Yes,
thinner.
and I agree. Slice it much thinner.
Yeah.
Broth has been going for about 2 hours. You can see the carcass is broken down. It's starting to thicken. So we're gonna strain it through a chinois. You
Nice.
use a ladle.
Chinois is that strainer, that cone-shaped strainer that she's using there, in case you were wondering.
Push out all of that flavor.
Squeeze it all out like how my ex-wife squeezed out all my money.
So we have our chicken skin.
Nice.
We have our chicken meat. So we're gonna fry the chicken skin.
Hey!
If you go
spot on
to
so
a
far.
Japanese restaurant, you can even just order the skin separately. And that's
Correct.
the inspiration.
Skin, the best part. So many health-conscious people, they don't eat chicken skin because they scare cholesterol.
A little sizzle, I think that's ready. I love this idea. I now want to do this at my restaurant.
See that oil coming out? You can put that in aroma oil, Auntie Esther. Hope she remember.
You know it's done when it kind of
Nice.
holds together like that.
And also, it's stiff and holds its shape, so.
Just gonna sprinkle it.
Ooh!
Chicken skin.
She double MSG
All right, nice touch.
her ramen.
Nice touch, Esther.
Fuyo.
Nice
This woman
touch.
go above and beyond. 2 MSG packet for 1 dish. That's why Uncle Roger in love with her.
As soon as it cools, it's like ultra crispy. And I
Nice.
can't resist, I'm sorry, but I gotta taste it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to either.
Nice crunch. But I think she really forget to use the oil from chicken skin. One small mistake, Auntie Esther. Nobody perfect.
So Daniel sent me sesame seeds, and
Sesame seed, good topping.
Nice. She's gonna
plain
toast it. What
sesame
did I
seeds
tell you?
doesn't have that much flavor, but once
Yep.
you toast it, it changes completely.
Correct.
Sesame has a lot of oil.
Always toast your sesame
Yep.
seed. Don't
Yep.
eat raw sesame seed. You're not baby, but
We have a scallion, which we're just gonna slice. The restaurant, we call this
sexy scallions. See, Uncle Roger knows.
The sesame seeds that we toasted, we're just gonna grind it up into a powder. Our last 2 toppings are ready to go. Just cook our noodles and we're ready to assemble our ramen.
Sweet.
Starting with our chicken, some of our crispy mixture,
Nice.
the crispy chicken skin.
Next, I'm gonna do the egg.
Of course, we have our scallions.
Last but not least, aromatic oil.
A small mistake there, Auntie Esther. Plating order for ramen. You start with tare and aroma oil. And then you pour the broth in. Let the broth mix with the oil and the tare.
I think that's like pretty traditional that you put the aroma oil at the end together with the tare. It's very common in Western cooking. You put the aroma oil or the finishing oil at the finish. So I'm fine with that.
And this
Yeah,
is
that
my
that
take
looks
on
great.
Daniel's ramen recipe.
That look pretty
That looks
good
really
for
good.
you.
Good
This
shit.
woman's such amazing chef. She can make 2-minute ramen in 2 hours.
Esther killed it on her other Epicurious video where she did the fried rice. She killed it again with this ramen using an instant ramen pack and a rotisserie chicken. Good on her. I knew that she was gonna kill it. And yeah, great video. I have no comments to add. I made my predictions. I think I was pretty close. You know, I didn't realize she was gonna do a powder, but hey, you know, I was right about the toasting. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did making it. And with that said, I am Chef Brian Tsao, not your typical chef, and I'll see you really soon.